5 truths when good habits turn bad. Your discipline is the reason you're stuck, not because you're lazy, not because you lack motivation, because the habits you trust are quietly working against you. The habits you defend, the habits you're proud of, the habits you believe prove you're doing things right. That belief is the trap. The Silverback has watched this pattern repeat endlessly. People don't fail because they lack discipline. They fail because their discipline turns on them, silently. Nothing collapses. Nothing explodes. Life continues organized, responsible, controlled. Progress simply disappears. What follows are 5 truths most people never see, because seeing them would force them to abandon the very habits they rely on for stability. The Silverback does not admire discipline. He studies outcomes, and outcomes reveal something uncomfortable. Truth 1. The moment a habit feels comfortable, its usefulness has already peaked. Comfort is not a reward. Comfort is a signal. It means the nervous system has adapted. The behavior no longer creates tension, no pressure, no disruption. People confuse this with mastery. They say the habit has stuck. They say it has become part of who they are. The Silverback sees it differently. He sees a system that no longer forces growth. A habit that feels easy is no longer demanding change. It may still look productive. It may still appear disciplined. But its effect has flattened. Growth requires friction. Comfort removes it. This is why progress often stops. The moment routines feel clean and manageable, the system has stabilized, not evolved. Comfortable habits keep people busy. They do not keep people moving. Truth 2. Consistency becomes dangerous when it replaces escalation. Consistency sounds virtuous. It sounds mature, responsible. People repeat the same actions daily and assume time will do the rest. The Silverback has watched this illusion destroy years. Systems do not improve through repetition. They improve through increasing demand. A habit that stays the same slowly loses relevance. What once created strain becomes maintenance. Maintenance feels productive. It produces nothing new. The disciplined person often becomes trapped by their own reliability. They show up every day to the same level of effort, the same intensity, the same challenge. They are consistent. They are stagnant. Without escalation, consistency is just a loop. The Silverback respects pressure, not repetition. Truth 3. Good habits often exist to protect bad systems. Most people never examine what their habits actually serve. They track routines. They log tasks. They optimize schedules. But they never question the structure underneath. The Silverback does. He sees that many habits are not designed to create change, but to prevent discomfort. They keep life predictable. They keep anxiety low. They keep risk away. A habit that exists to maintain emotional stability will eventually block growth. People use healthy routines to avoid hard decisions. They use productivity to delay confrontation. The habit becomes a shield. It keeps life orderly and unchanged. At first, it feels like progress. It creates structure. It restores a sense of control. People feel proud of how organized their life looks. But slowly, something shifts. The habit no longer exists to move life forward. It exists to preserve a version of the self. That feels safe. The routine becomes a boundary. It defines how far someone is willing to go. Anything outside that boundary feels unnecessary, risky, irresponsible. This is the moment growth becomes optional. People stop questioning the habit and start defending it. They explain why it still works. They protect it emotionally. This is when a habit stops being a tool and becomes an identity anchor. The system succeeds, not by creating progress, but by preventing disruption. This is where most people lose 10 years, not because they fail, because nothing forces them to change. They stay disciplined, they stay consistent, they stay stuck. Truth 4. Discipline collapses the moment it becomes identity. I am a disciplined person. The sentence sounds strong. It sounds admirable. It quietly ends progress. Once discipline becomes identity, it must be defended. People stop questioning behaviors that no longer work because changing them would threaten how they see themselves. The silverback never identifies with habits. He replaces them without hesitation. Identity-based discipline resists evolution. System-based discipline demands it. The moment a habit needs justification, it has already overstayed its value. The silverback has no loyalty to routines, only to results. Truth 5. The most dangerous habits feel responsible. Bad habits announce themselves. They are obvious, easy to blame. Good habits hide. They wear the language of maturity, balance, sustainability, long-term thinking. The silverback has watched these words delay more lives than recklessness ever did. Responsible habits rarely demand urgency. They encourage patience. Even when patience is no longer appropriate, they tell people to wait, to stabilize, to prepare. Preparation becomes permanent. When progress requires disruption, responsible habits often become the obstacle. The habit is not wrong. The timing is, and timing determines outcomes. The silverback does not blame habits. He blames misinterpretation. People mistake repetition for pressure. They mistake comfort for control. They mistake order for progress. This confusion is not accidental. Modern systems reward behaviors that look disciplined, while quietly avoiding transformation. Busy people feel productive. Calm people feel in control. Nothing forces change. The silverback operates differently. He does not optimize habits. He replaces systems. He removes choice. Before emotion appears, he installs friction where comfort used to live. He designs environments that force behavior, not willpower. Willpower is unreliable. Systems are not. A habit that requires motivation is already failing. Most people do not fail dramatically. They decay politely. They wake up on time. They complete routines. They stay consistent. Years pass. Nothing moves. Progress does not announce its death. It fades while life looks organized. If these truths feel uncomfortable, that discomfort is the signal. Comfort is not safety. It is decay without noise. The silverback does not argue with the monkey. He outgrows it. He watches habits carefully. And the moment they stop creating pressure, he discards them without regret. Because habits are tools, not virtues, and tools that no longer cut are replaced. People ask why discipline fails. They search for motivation. They look for better routines. The silverback already knows the answer. Discipline fails when it stops producing pressure and starts protecting comfort. Good habits do not turn bad suddenly. They turn bad the moment. They are no longer questioned. Progress does not require more habits. It requires fewer illusions. And the most dangerous illusion is believing that feeling responsible means you are moving forward. The silverback does not collect habits. He enforces systems. And systems do not care how disciplined someone feels. They only respond to pressure.